So here is a pretty completed build. This is a modified Fallout style pistol kit that I put on a Glock 18 style gel ball blaster from Anstoy. So obviously I had to do quite a bit of modifying, as you can see here. So this kit was made that it could be printed in one piece, but you do have to have a pretty large printer to do that. So I definitely had to cut it to make it fit. And then I had to modify things to make it work with a hopper because this is not designed for a hopper blaster. It's designed for an airsoft gun. And then just added a couple other things to it that I wanted to personalize it and to just add stability. So added this down here so that you can have a little grip down here, and then added the rails along the side because that adds some stability since I did have to cut the piece. A small rail on top, and then you can see the other rail on this side. And then I like putting my little 3D printed logo on these when I can. So this piece actually had, because of the way I cut it, which I just tried to cut it essentially in half at a place where you could cut it without it being super noticeable, which is hard, but you do the best you can. And this extended piece here, because of the way this was designed, this piece actually popped off without cutting, and it was essentially in the perfect spot for the hopper. So I kind of lucked out in that case where I didn't have to cut the 3D print, which isn't a huge deal. It's just more work and it's hard to be super precise. So instead I just had to modify how the hopper attached in the bracket there. So inside here, like this has the Glock 18, it has this piece, but then it really only has the slide top right here. Okay, and then that's cut off. There's nothing there. There's nothing behind here. So that's why you can see back here, use some aluminum, use some aluminum on the back there. Got one little place I have to touch up some paint. So trying some, like I said, trying some different color combinations. I want to make sure these aren't looking too real. So went ahead, I had this kind of maroon or burgundy color. Thought I'd combine that with the reds, having the two reds there. Thought it looks kind of interesting, kind of cool. Anyway, I've tested it out. It works really good. So we'll go ahead and do some FPS testing on it and stuff. We'll see how much I slowed it down. Seems like a lot of these kits slow it down slightly. You can see inside here the barrel, right? So I just made sure to use some pieces that cover that so that the barrel looks nice. And I just went ahead with orange since we got the orange tip and we still got orange going on here. And I had pieces that were orange that I wouldn't have to paint. So there you go. It is the Fallout Carbide kit modified by Chris to fit a top-loading gel ball blaster. In the comments, let me know what you guys think about this. Again, ask any questions, like these videos, please subscribe, and participate in all the contests I do. I think I'll start giving away a couple of these different carbide kit ones as well, because now I've got 4 or so, plus another one I'm building. So, that's too many for me to just have. I should share that with all of you guys that support me. So thanks again. And like the video, subscribe and share. This is a Fallout style blaster from the video game Fallout Vegas, I believe is what it was listed as. Of course, it was made for a kit made for Airsoft. I had to heavily modify it, but I was able to get it to work. And it wasn't too bad the way I had to modify it compared to some. So that's nice. Used an Anstoy Glock 18, as the guts or as the actual blaster that's inside here. Got some Shrap Gel Milky White semi-hardened gel balls we're going to use. Shooting it, you can kind of see how I did the rails on the side. That adds stability since I couldn't print this as one piece as well. And then down here, I thought it would be cool to add a little grip. So this was my solution to add a rail down there. So we're going to shoot with it, and we're going to see how hard it shoots. All right, so shooting pretty good. Let's see, I think we're going to see an FPS probably around 120. It's actually slower than that. It's around 100. So not quite sure what is slowing it down so much. I would guess, even though I have all these inner barrels in here, to try to make sure everything stays nice and straight, it's probably not shooting out exactly perfect. So my guess is that the gel balls are hitting somewhere inside that barrel, but just barely. However, it's enough to slow it down. So these are all things that happen when you try modifying with these different kits. I mean, even when you're testing for them all the time as you're putting the kits together, some of these carbide kits or this type of kit, uh, you basically have to make it permanent. And once you get everything like glued down and screwed down, something like that happens. So it still looks cool. A little disappointing that the FPS dropped that much. That's pretty significant. I might try to mess around with it a little bit to see if there's anything I can do barrel wise to get that back up where it should be. But my guess is that the barrel's not 100% straight. It's slightly off level, so the gel ball is hitting slightly, and that's what's slowing it down. But again, hey, it looks cool, and this is experimenting. It's fun. It's a Fallout style from the video game Fallout Vegas gel ball blaster adapted with the Anstoy Glock 18. So let me know what you guys think. Put your comments below. Like the video, subscribe, and participate in the giveaways.